right hand of his Father, making intercession for us, because he paid the price. He went through everything that his Father wanted him to go through in order that we might be saved. All right? So after that, read this.
And being made perfect.
And you see, and being made perfect, after the things he suffered, being made perfect,
he became the author.
He became the author
of eternal salvation.
Of eternal salvation.
Unto all them that obeyed.
Unto all them that obeyed him. Now the suffering that he went through paid off. Because of what he went through, it enabled us to be saved. And his mind was to please God. And also, he had us in mind.
All right.
You understand what I'm saying? He had us in mind. So when it come down to his final hour, just before they got him out of the garden, he prayed this prayer: Father, if possible, let this cup pass, but nevertheless, not my will, but thine. So the mind that Jesus had, it was nevertheless not my will, but thine. Now, when God began to take us through certain things, you know it's God because you know that you're in the church. And as they say so often, you might not be what you want to be, but you know you're not what you used to be. And God had a purpose in us being here today. We find Peter over here saying, arm yourself likewise, in the 4th chapter. Then in the 5th chapter, we find him saying, after you suffer a while. Now, this is what God showed me to look forward to. When you first turn to God, even before you turn to him in the fullness, you start going through things and you don't understand why. I know myself, looked like to me, things begin to happen to me, and I thought, Lord, I know I'm not the worst person in the world, but why am I suffering this? Or why am I going through this? And look like if anybody got in trouble, it was me. God's way of drawing you. God's way of getting your attention. God's way of his love for you, though you can't hardly see it, but it's the love of God. Regardless of how you feel about it. Now, Jesus, through the things he suffered, he learned obedience. The Lord said, when I call y'all into this ministry or into this move, we have a lot of our ideas. And we have a lot of we feel like our theory and what we think and how it should be done. But the Lord said, but I take you through certain things. And it's never up to you how long you have to suffer certain things. As soon as you get the mind of Christ and get yes in your mouth, that's what Peter is talking about here. Said, after you suffer a while, how long should I suffer, Lord? How long must I suffer? Until you learn how to say yes to my will. God took me through that. I've got to talk about it to you for a few minutes. See, the things, when I come into holiness, honey, look like everything broke loose. And so many of you are discouraged today because you feel like, I listened to the radio broadcast and I heard one sister saying, I just felt like giving up. Well, see, that's what the devil wants you to do. He wants you to give up because he began to accuse God to you and accuse you to God. And like he did with Job. See, as long as God had that hedge around Job, and the devil couldn't get to him, the devil felt like that's the reason why Job was so faithful. But he told God, if you move that hedge, said, I'll make him curse you to your face. See, and God moved the hedge and allowed Satan to do all Job, but he said, you can't take his life. But Job held on. Now, Job, my friend, was a type of the human family. The suffering that he went through is a type. Look like to me, nobody enjoys suffering. And look like when it comes, it's harder than ever, especially after you're saved, because you can't fight back. Things come against you and you're pitiful. You're helpless. That's the way you feel. And you used to could do something about it, but now you can't. So you got you there, right there, and he allows not only come against you with certain things, but the fiery test. I mean the fiery test, like it's going to burn you up. But every now and then that anointing comes in and anoints your very soul and picks you up and bless you. That's the fan, Lord have mercy, that he had. He said he has a fan in his hand that you won't burn up. I don't care what you're going through today. Hold on. That's what I want to tell you. Because Peter said after you suffer a while, what did he say? After you suffer a while, all right, read it.
After you have suffered a while, make you perfect.
He'll make you perfect.
Established.
Who will make you perfect?
God.
God will make you perfect. That's why he's taking you through certain things. That's why the test sometimes comes so hard, you don't know what to do with it. Sometimes you have to cry all night long. You don't know that. I don't know what you're going through. You don't know what I'm going through. But I know one thing, we cry sometimes. That's all right if we trust in the Lord like we say we're doing. If we lean on him, he's going to bring us through. I don't care what temptation comes against you. He always make a way for you to escape. I love the way the Lord worked with you. I love the way he got me where I am today. Look like to me, I told him when I first got saved, I said, Lord, you make me humble. And the test would come so hard. And look like people over here would pick on me. And people over there. And everywhere. Look like everybody was against me. But I found out that was God. And I said, hold me, Lord, while you mold me. Because I'm going through this. You got to make up your mind that you're going through. You know what I'm talking about? You got to tell somebody, I started with Jesus and I'm going through. I'm not going to turn around because I know I just have to suffer a while. That's not talking about after Jesus come and you spit the clouds. It's talking about in this present world. You know, after so long, I still go through the test. I still suffer. But it's like pouring water on a duck's back. I can say, like Paul said, none of these things move me. It's going to be all over. But you know, Brother Ben, God knows how to fix you and fully equip you and get you ready for his work. Do you understand what I'm saying? Young people, you got to go through your test. And the older ones have to go through theirs. But nevertheless, whatever it is, I know I can make it. Jesus being the first runner, the head, the chief cornerstone, the head of the church. He walked this way before. They tell me never a man suffered like that man. You know what I'm talking about. And then he went through it because he knew he was pleasing his Father. What little bit we're going through, it is to make us. Do you understand what I'm saying? It is to get us in a place where we can stand for God. Do you hear me? You asked him to fix you. You prayed the prayer. We're in the army of the Lord. And you have basic training. Your brothers know that's been in the and your sisters to know that when you're in the army, when you first get in there, that's when you really go through it. I think about them sometimes, how they take the bodies. Now they're in good condition, but still they're not used to certain exercises. That man hit something. I don't want to dare talk about it because it tickled me so bad yesterday I almost fainted. But we got us an exercise at home, and it's at cross country, you know. And I got on that thing, and it went back so far, my legs wouldn't stretch that far. And I was trying to get off of it, but it kept going. So I know how I felt. And then Pam, she got on it yesterday, and Bug was sitting there, and